Hello dear students. Today I will discuss on a topic called materials and solution. In the previous class, we have learned about the various states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. Now let us look up to the essential key points that I will be discussing today. Key points. Number 1. Solute, solvent and solution. Number 2. Soluble and insoluble substances. Number 3. Miscible and immiscible substances. Number 4. Methods of separation of soluble and insoluble substances. Now let us see the definition of solute, solvent and solution. The substance that dissolves is called solute. The substance in which solute dissolves is called solvent. And a solute and solvent together form a solution. A solute is defined as the substance that is dissolved in a solution. Usually, a solute is a solid that is dissolved into a liquid. Example of a solute is salt in water. Salt is the solute that dissolves in water, the solvent to form a saline solution. A solvent is a substance that becomes a solution by dissolving a solid, liquid or gaseous solute. A solvent is usually a liquid but can also be a solid or gas. The most common solvent in everyday life is water. A solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. A solution consists of solute and a solvent. Here in this slide, we can observe that sugar is the solute, clean water is the solvent, and the sweet water obtained after dissolving the sugar in water is the solution. In this way, we can get lemon juice by adding lemon juice and sugar and water. And in such way also, we can get the jaljeera drink by adding jaljeera powder, salt and water. We may also obtain coffee by adding sugar, coffee powder and milkshake by adding milk, sugar and dry fruits. Now let us understand why water is called universal solvent. Water is called the universal solvent because it is capable of dissolving more substances than any other liquid. A solvent is simply a substance that can dissolve other molecules and compounds, which are known as solutes. Because of its polarity and ability to form hydrogen bonds, water makes an excellent solvent, meaning that it can dissolve many different kinds of molecules. We know that life on earth depends on the unique properties of water. As a gas, water is one of the lightest gases known. As a liquid, it is much denser than its solid form. So we can say that water is a universal solvent. Soluble and insoluble substances. Substances that dissolves completely in a liquid to form a solution are called soluble substances, whereas substances that dissolve in a liquid are called insoluble substances. Example of soluble substances are sugar, salt, few gases such as oxygen and carbon dioxide, and milk also dissolves in water. Example of insoluble substances are sand, chalk, wood and wax, which are insoluble in water. Here in this slide, we can see that salt when mixed with water forms saline water. Thus, we can say that salt and sugar are soluble in water. Whereas in this slide, we can see that mud when mixed with water forms muddy water, but the mud does not mix with the water. Thus, we can say sand, mud, chalk dust are insoluble in water. Miscible and immiscible liquids. Let us now see the definition of miscible and immiscible liquids. When two liquids mix together such that they dissolve completely in each other, they are called miscible liquids. Example, milk and water, alcohol and water. When two liquids mix together such that they do not dissolve completely in each other, they are called immiscible liquids. Example, water and oil, water and diesel, water and petrol. Let us see the examples given over here. In case of miscible liquids, we could not separate both the things from each other. Like if we take carbonated water and mix the concentrated orange juice, we will get a glass full of orange juice. On the other hand, immiscible liquids, they do not mix completely in each other, such as the oil and the water. When two immiscible liquids are mixed, the lighter liquid floats on the top of the heavier liquid. So when oil is mixed in water, oil being lighter floats on the surface of the water. Separation of soluble substances. Soluble substances can be separated from a solution by evaporation. For example, we can obtain salt from a salt solution by evaporating the solvent. Salt is obtained from the seawater. Seawater evaporates due to the sun's heat and the salt is left behind. Separation of insoluble substances. Insoluble substances can be separated from a liquid by the process of sedimentation, decantation, and filtration. Sedimentation. The process in which insoluble impurities settle at the bottom of the liquid to form sediment. Example, obtaining the clear water from muddy water. Decantation. Decantation is the process of gently pouring clear liquid into another beaker without disturbing the sediments. Filtration. In this process, the liquid containing insoluble substances is poured onto a moistened filter paper placed inside the funnel. The liquid passes through the filter paper, whereas the insoluble substances are left behind on the filter paper. Filtration can be used to separate sand from water. Sand particles, being bigger in size, cannot pass through the filter paper and are left behind on it. Water, on the other hand, passes easily through the filter paper. Let's recap. So, students, we have studied about solute, solvent, and solution. We have also learnt about the soluble and insoluble substances, miscible and immiscible liquids, and lastly, we have studied about the separation of soluble and insoluble substances. Insoluble substances can be separated through the following methods like the filtration, sedimentation, and decantation. Thank you, dear students, for watching this video. Until then, stay connected.